This spooky story submission is actually so terrifying that it led to the person who was telling me the story to end up in the hospital because of this. So for the story, we're going to call her Danielle, and I'm going to tag her below. We're calling her Danielle because that's what her childhood friends and her family used to call her. So until Danielle was about 14 or 15 years old, she lived on 78 acres of land. She said that in that 78 acres of land, only about 3 other people lived on that land. So it was a pretty secluded area, and Danielle really liked to play outside. That was her favorite thing to do. Loved watching the deers, the rabbits, but her favorite was climbing trees. Something that really bothered her though is that her mother would never let her play outside after dark, and we're talking like not even after the sunset, as the sun started setting. She didn't like this, but she obviously obeyed it because it was her mother, and so she had to. Until one day, her mother decides that she is going to go out to a friend's house, and Danielle doesn't want to go with her. But if Danielle doesn't go with her, it means that she's going to be left alone. Her and her mother decide that this is okay and that Danielle is old enough to handle this, so she stays home alone, and her mom leaves at about 3 p.m. Danielle decides that she's going to go outside and she's going to play in the woods. She said that she was outside climbing trees when she felt this overwhelming feeling of being watched. It was overwhelming, and it felt like it was coming from above her. But she keeps looking up, and she's not seeing anything, so she's thinking that maybe her mind's just playing tricks on her, and she kind of shrugs it off. At some point, it starts to get dark, and she knows that she's supposed to go home, but she doesn't want to go home, and she's home alone, so she can do what she wants. So she decides that she's going to stay outside. At around 7:30 p.m., when the sun had already set, she starts hearing a noise, and it's her mother calling her name. She's calling for her to come home. So Danielle is like, oh crap, I gotta get home. So she starts walking home, but she still has this overwhelming feeling of being watched. When all of a sudden, she starts hearing twigs and leaves snapping behind her. So she looks behind her, but she doesn't see anything. She finally gets home, and she realizes that her mom is not home. So while she's outside, she calls her mom, and she's like, Mom, were you home? Like, I just heard you calling my name. And her mom was like, I have not been home this entire time. I'm still at my friend's house. She said this really freaked her out, and she decided to turn around and look in the woods, and she looked over, and she sees a dark figure standing outside in the woods. This freaks her out, so she runs inside, she slams the door, and she deadbolts it shut. She then goes over to the window, and she looks outside of her blinds to see if it's still there, and of course it is not there. She again decides that she's going to shrug this off. Maybe her eyes are just playing tricks on her, and she decides to make dinner. This feeling of being watched, this overwhelming feeling, follows her until the morning. And she said that she didn't feel like she was being watched by one thing, she felt like she was being watched by like several things. She decides to go to her camera because they have cameras in the house, and there's a new video popped up, and I'm assuming that they were motion censored. She didn't say in the email, but she did say that there was a new video, so she looks at it and she doesn't see anything, but she hears this tapping sound on their front door. It's important to note right now that their front door is a big metal door that her mom had put in when they very first moved in. Nothing is on the camera, she cannot see anything, so she decides that she's going to go outside and she's going to look at the door. Outside on the door, there are huge claw marks on this metal big door. She said that she then realized that this could not have been an animal, because if it was an animal, number one, why is it trying to get into her house? And number two, how could it make these claw marks on this big metal door her mom had installed? So this really freaked her out, so I think her way of just coping with things was just shrugging it off. So she does just that, and she goes out in the woods again, and around 7:50 p.m. she's playing in a tree, climbing it again, and she gets that overwhelming feeling again. This feeling again is feeling like it's coming from above. So she decides to look above her again, and what she saw was terrifying. She said that she looked up, and when she looked up, she saw the most figure she had ever seen in her life looking at her. Not only was it looking at her, but it was calling her name, her real name, not Danielle, her real name. But not only was it calling her name, it was in her mother's voice again. Danielle is absolutely terrified at this, and she starts bolting home, and the entire time she's running home, she can hear this thing running after her. She calls her mother on her way home, and she was absolutely bawling her eyes out. Her mom gets home, and she assures her that it's nothing, and that everything is going to be okay, and that it's not a big deal, and that she was probably just seeing things. Danielle did say that this experience was so distraught to her and scared her so badly that she actually ended up being hospitalized for 2 or 3 months because of it. She said she couldn't eat, sleep, drink, nothing. The crazy thing about this is that this is not even the only thing that happened to Danielle. Something else happened to her that even traumatized her further. This is getting really long, so I'm gonna have to make a part 2 on it. If you guys want to hear that second part, that partly also contributed to her being in the hospital, then drop it in the comments and I will make a part 2 and tell you guys that story. That story is even scarier. So what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think this was? Like, this terrified her so much that she's still in therapy to this day. And the second thing that happened to her definitely didn't help at all. So drop in the comments for part 2. Also, if you guys have anything to say to her or anything to like help her feel better, please also drop that in the comments. She could use all the love and support that she could get right now. She is going to see it. I am going to tag her. Thank you so much for your submission, Danielle. And thank you for letting me tag you. You are the first person that has let me tag you, so I appreciate that. And if you guys want to send me your true scary stories, then there's an email in my bio. Just go ahead and email me there, and I will come on here and I will tell your story. You do not have to be tagged if you do not want to. My name is Kaisa. I tell you scary stories that are true every single night. So if you like that, then hit that follow button, engage from the bottom up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much and have a spooky night. In tonight's true scary story, a girl emailed me about a haunting that has been plaguing her for years. This one is going to scare you. You need to protect yourself before and after the video. We're going to jump right into it. Tonight's submitter's name is Ash, and Ash will be tagged in the description, and she will also be in the comments if you have anything to say. She starts off her email by saying, Kaisa, there's something that I need to tell you. There's something that has been following me for years. She says she's tried to ignore it, explain it away, even bury it. It's not going anywhere. And now it's getting stronger. It started when she was about 5 or 6 years old. She moved from a townhouse into the countryside, into a house with her stepmother's mother. She remembers her stepmother, talking about her father and her grandmother, both who had been unalived for a long time. She'd speak about them like they were still there, like they never left. Every time she spoke their names, she felt something shift. The air would thicken. She'd feel cold from the inside out. It was worse than fear. It was dread, like something rotten in the walls, listening, watching. That feeling has never left her, and her stepmother's denial so unsettling. In that house out in the country, things started to show themselves. She'd look out into the trees, and she'd see figures, tall, still, wrong, just standing there, deep in the woods. Not animals, not people, just shapes. And inside the house, the dark settled into her room. There was something above her closet. She couldn't see its face, but she knew it was there. She could feel its eyes, mean, heavy. It didn't move, it didn't leave, just stared down at her, night after night, year after year. When she finally moved in with her mom, it got quieter. Not gone, muffled, like it had followed her, but was hiding. Then she moved into her own place, and this is when it gets horrifying. She started seeing things, people in her house that were not supposed to be there. The worst one looked like this. But also children, not her child. Hers is just a baby, only 8 months old. These were older, toddlers, something running past a doorway, sometimes standing in the hallway with their heads slightly tilted, like they were trying to understand her. One of the children wore a black dress, like an older European type dress. It would just stand there, smiling at her, its head tilted again. And the worst part, she'd see her husband, even when he wasn't home. She'd watch him walk from the kitchen to the bedroom, and then turn to see him sitting on the couch, right next to her. Sometimes he'd be at work, but she'd still see him in the corner of her eye. It didn't stop there. At night, they'd hear a baby crying, soft at first, then louder. And every time they go and check on their baby, she was fast asleep, peaceful, quiet. The crying never comes from her room. It comes from the walls, the vents, the floorboards. Now in this house, the darkness doesn't just visit, it lives here. It's in the shadows, it moves through the halls, it doesn't hide anymore. She doesn't feel watched, she feels surrounded. The air feels heavier, like something is pressing down on her chest. The lights flicker when she talks about it. And sometimes she wakes up with bruises that she cannot explain. There are moments she doesn't feel like herself, like something lives inside of her, thinking with her, breathing with her. The longer they're there, the more she feels like it's trying to take something from her. She doesn't know what it wants. She doesn't know why it chose her, but she knows it's never left. Not since she was little. It's not the house, it's her. So what do you guys think about this story? I love the new stories I'm getting. They're very well written and unique. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the other stories. I love all your stories. This is just a different type of story. What do you guys think? How do you guys like the narrative, the writing? Also, what do you think is going on with this girl? Because this is terrifying. I also think it's super creepy that her mother-in-law talks about her grandmother and her father like they are still there. That's what she said. I emailed her back and was like, what's going on? And she said, I think she's in denial. She talks about them like they are literally still there. I think she also thinks that this is part of the reason why this is happening to her. What do you guys think? I personally believe that this is the same entity. It's just taking different shapes and forms of like her husband, the little kids, and like the dark figures in the trees. I think it's the same thing. Do you guys think so? But anyways, other than that, we have to get to my favorite part, which is my shout outs. My first shout out is going to Victoria Maldonado. Girl, I love that you watch me while you're at work. I love that so much. I will never get over the fact that people like watch me and love it, and and it just always makes me feel so giddy because this is my passion, and when you guys leave comments like that, it truly means so much to me. You have no idea, so I love you for that, girl. Thank you. My next shout out is going to Sammy Jordan. I'm your favorite TikToker. That makes me feel so good. You have no idea. I love that so much. Thank you so much for telling me, and thank you for commenting and supporting me. Seriously, it means the absolute world to me. You have no idea. I love you for that comment, girl, and I love you for supporting me. Thank you so much. I wish I could do all of your names in one video. I seriously love you guys all so much. I would not have this platform without you, and I will never ever forget that. I will always be humbled by you guys. I am about to do a promotion on my favorite dry shampoo. Literally, guys, you don't have to watch if you don't want to. That's why I put them at the end, but if you do want to watch, I'm telling you guys, this dry shampoo is everything. It's literally changed the game for me. Like, I do not have to wash my hair as much at all. But just in case you don't stay for it, my name is Kaisa. I tell true scary stories on here every single night, so if you like that, hit that follow button. Okay, do you see how greasy my hair is? It's actually disgusting. You can see it at the top. Now, I want you guys to watch this. I'm gonna brush it out. By the way, they give you this brush. This brush is absolutely amazing. I'm gonna shake it. By the way, no white residue at all. See that? Now I'm gonna brush through it. Oh, it's so soft. Look at that. Look at how fluffy. I obviously haven't done my hair. Hold on, I'm gonna do my hair real quick and then come back. That's crazy. That's crazy. Look at my freaking hair. No more grease whatsoever. And it stays like this for freaking days. I'm not even kidding you. Keep using it every single day and your hair will look gorgeous for like 4 to 5 days. And it doesn't leave white residue, and it's not chalky. It makes your hair soft and voluminous, and it's just, I'm obsessed. Okay guys, if you stayed for that, I appreciate you so, so much, but I just need you to do 2 things for me. Actually 3. The first one is please keep sending me your scary stories. The second one is have a safe night. And what is the third one? Say it with me. Have a spooky night. Love you guys. See you in the next one.
Can we show them the older homestead?
Yeah, let's go. As you know.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Was that you?
Yeah, that's on either side.
They went to both.
Yeah.
So I told this story already once on my TikTok, but I think people thought that it was fake because of the way I conveyed it. So I'm going to tell it again in a way that I think people are actually going to take it in for what it is, okay? Because this is a real true story, and it's why you should never make friends at a bar or make friends and fully like put your trust in them, okay? This was like my moment of realization that you cannot trust other women just because they're women. Like, not everybody is a girl's girl. And this is what solidified that for me. So one night I went to this bar by myself because I didn't want to go home. I was in a really abusive relationship with my ex, baby, father. So whatever, I didn't want to go home to get belittled, beaten, and whatever. So I decided to go to the bar by myself. Now I would have gone with some friends, but I had moved away from my hometown for this motherfucker. So I had no friends. And so I decided that I was just going to go by myself, clear my head, get a couple drinks, and then I would go home. Hopefully he'd be sleeping by then. So I order myself a Paloma. Those are so good. Don't sleep on those. It makes me feel like a rich bitch when I order one of those. Like, hey, can I please get a Paloma? And they look at me like, you know what the fuck that is? Anyways, yeah, so I order a Paloma. And I'm sitting there, I'm drinking it, I'm minding my fucking business. I'm literally not conversing with anybody because I am depressed. I'm thinking about what's gonna happen to me when I go home. When in comes this girl who introduces herself to me as Maggie. And I'm using her real name because I don't even think that that was her real name. I think she just gave me a random name, which in hindsight, I should have done the same. So then she asks me what I'm drinking. I tell her what it is, and she orders 2 more and pushes one over to me and, you know, gets one for herself. And then we just have like normal bar small talk. At the time, I thought that she was going to be like one of my friends, you know. I thought she was a safe person. I thought she was cool to hang out with, and that it would be like a good, you know, little dynamic to get me away from this abuse. Come to find out, I was wrong about that. Fast forward, the bar's closing and I'm drunk and I still don't want to go home because at that point, like, I know that guy is still awake. I know that I'm gonna go home and he's going to be like, you cheated on me, and then bop, 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 bop. So couldn't do that, didn't want to do that. And I had nowhere else to go because, like I said, this was a new area for me. I moved away from my friend's family and everything to live in this guy's house with him. So whatever, Maggie could tell that I didn't want to go home. So she invited me to go to what she was going to after she left the bar, which was she was going to go to like a bonfire at her friend Josh's house. Again, using the real name because I don't think these are their real names. So stupidly, I was like, yes, I will go with you because I don't want to go home. The car ride was fine, okay? The car ride was great. I remember jamming. We had all the windows down. Honestly, I felt like I was riding in the car with my best friend. Like, it was those type of vibes. It was vibes. So then she starts driving down this like dirt road, which isn't I'm thinking like, okay, this person probably lives on a dirt road. Like, we literally live out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm assuming that she knows where she's going. Okay, everything's fine. Then instead of pulling into like some kind of neighborhood or even like a driveway or anything like that, she pulls into a clearing, turns the car off, and then literally just turns to me. Like, she just turns to face me and she just stares at me. And I'm like, can I help you? Like, so at that point, I just assumed that something's wrong with the car. And I'm like, what's wrong? What's going on? Is everything okay? And so calmly, this girl looks at me and she goes, get out of the car. I'm sorry. What? What? To get out of this car? You want me to get out of my seat? And at first I was like, dude, I'm not going outside. It's dark outside. I'm scared of the fucking dark. Hell no. She wasn't having it. She just wanted me to get out of the car. She pulled out this little tiny, like little small pocket knife, like something that like wouldn't even defend off a freaking cat, you know? So I don't really know why I was so scared. I don't want to be stabbed by anything, you know? So I got out of the car and then she gets out on her side, comes around to my side, stares at me for another like maybe 5 seconds, I don't know. And then she says, I'm gonna give you a 20-second head start, okay? Like literally like, okay, okay? Girl, what do you mean? I couldn't even believe what I was hearing. What? You have got to be fucking joking with me. You have got to be fucking joking with me right now. This is not happening. So I stand there for another like couple seconds, not really believing what she's saying to me. And then she literally is like, I'm giving you 20 seconds. She said it one more time. She said, I'm giving you 20 seconds. You should probably take the 20 seconds. What? So I start sprinting through these dark ass woods with my boots on. I'm drunk. I'm disoriented. I don't know where I am. I've never been in these woods before. I've never been on this road before. As I'm running, I can hear her running behind me. And she did give me 20 seconds. It was probably like more like 10 seconds at that point, but she gave me a couple seconds to like sprint for my life through these woods. And like as I was running, right, she's behind me. I can see a flashlight, and then I start to see another flashlight, and I'm like thinking to myself, like, okay, what the fuck is this? And like maybe this is her friend. This has to be her fucking friend. This has to be Josh, right? So I'm running for my life. They're following me. Both of them are following me. I don't have my flashlight on. I'm kind of far ahead of them, okay? Like, I can only see their flashlight and barely hear their feet, like, pitter-pattering behind me. So I get to this river, okay? I don't want to cross the river because I know, like, I'm going to get stuck in this river. Like, it's going too fast for me to cross in a timely fashion so that they're not going to get me. So I scope everything out as best as I can in the dark, and right to my left, there's, like, this hollowed-out log. And so I dive in there, like fucking literally like blink into this fucking hollowed out log. Don't know if there's an animal in there. Probably just chilling with the spiders. I don't care. I shit you not. About like maybe 10 seconds after I nosedived into that hollow log, I hear them. I can hear them running right next to the river, like right where I just was, right where I was hiding in the log. So then I hear Maggie say, maybe she crossed the river. We should go across the river. And then the deeper voice, to which I assume was absolutely had to be Josh, he was like, well, okay, maybe you should go check across the river and I'll check on this side of the river and see where she's hiding. She couldn't have gotten very far. I am sweating. I'm holding back tears. I'm trying not to be that girl in the horror movie that like lets out a and then they fucking find her. I'm barely breathing in this hollow log and I don't move for the entire night. And they spent a long time out there looking for me, like in the vicinity, before they started like, you know, going deeper into the woods or wherever it is that they decided to go. I don't know if they gave up looking for me or what, but yeah, I stayed in that log for the whole entire night. Somehow I ended up falling asleep because I remember waking up and seeing like the light of dawn. Like it was barely dawn in the morning. And that was the only time that I sort of felt safe coming out. And even then I was like, what if they like waited? What if they like are sitting out here like hunters, like waiting for me to come? What is going on? Whole time I did have my phone with me, but there's no service out in the woods. There's no service out on the back roads where I live. So I was fucked. I had no way of communicating with anybody and my fucking phone was like fully charged, dude. That being said, I did have means of calling somebody once I did get to a public road, and I called my brother and he was there. He brings me to the police station and I file my report or whatever, but nothing ever came of it because like I said, I'm pretty sure she gave me fake ass names. Like those were not their names. Of course, why would she be giving me their real names if they were going to be hunting me? It's super scary to think that I literally could have died. I almost died in a really scary way. Like that is one of my biggest fears. Like I want to die peacefully, okay? I don't want to die like that. I barely made it away unscathed. I don't trust people you meet. I know that we're all like, you can never trust a man and you should more frequently be able to trust women, but you can't even trust the women. Girl, she was like my age. Like I was around 21, 22, maybe. Not everybody is a girl's girl and not everybody has good intentions. Like there are some conniving ass bitches out there. Wonder if they've done that to somebody before, or if I was like gonna be the first one or something like that and then I got away and then maybe they did that to somebody else. What the like, is that just like her game? Like she goes into bars and drinks with people and then invites them out and then goes and hunts them with her friend or boyfriend or husband or whoever the frig that guy was? I have no answers. I only have the story to tell. Moral of the story, don't trust anyone.
What the fuck was that? Bro!
What's going on around you?
I don't know. I'm frozen. I am frozen.
Did the window
Sean.
break?
Do you know about the Japanese 10-day dream curse? It's one of the scariest Japanese urban legends I've ever heard, and once you hear about it, you will be cursed to experience the 10 days of dreams, so you have been warned. On the first night, you will dream that you are in your bedroom, in your bed, just trying to sleep. Then you will notice a girl looking at you through your window, like that window right there. There's a rule for each night of this ritual curse, and the first rule is that you must let her into your room. On the second night, you will once again dream that you are in your bed, just trying to sleep. Only this time, you'll dream that the girl is in your room with you. She'll have long hair covering her face so you can't see her clearly, and she'll start saying something really softly. If you listen closely, you'll realize that she's whispering, "Please, please," over and over again. The second night's rule, you must allow the girl to lay down in the bed next to you. On the third night, when you dream that you're in bed trying to sleep, the girl will be in the bed beside you. This time, her hair will no longer be covering her face. It's said that her face appears to be badly burned. So the third night's rule, gaze upon her face and make no sound whatsoever. On the third night, you're still in your room, still in bed, but this time the girl whispers to you, "Let's go to the park." And so, the fourth night's rule, you must take her to the nearest park. Also, you still cannot speak or make any noise. This is very important. On the fifth night, you're halfway done, and you'll dream this time that you are no longer in your room, but at the park with the girl from the previous dreams. Upon your arrival to the park, you will see two figures. One person is pushing a stroller with another person inside, except they're not people at all. One is a cat and one is a dog, and you must choose which of them to destroy. And so the fifth night's rule is that you must either destroy the cat pushing the stroller or the dog inside of it. It's getting weird, I know. On the sixth night, while you are at the park with the girl, you will see that there is an airship about to take off. The sixth night's rule is to board the airship before it takes off and do not fail to take the girl with you. On the seventh night, you'll be on the airship with the girl. It's also full of passengers, all of whom have heard this story just like you have. The seventh night's rule, find a seat on the airship no matter the cost. On the eighth night, you'll still be on the airship with the girl and all of the other passengers from the night before, and you will dream the black and red roses start to fall upon you. The eighth night's rule, throw only the black roses overboard. On the ninth night, you will dream that the airship docks in the same park that you took off from. For the ninth night's rule, you must get off of the airship, leave the park, and go back to your room. Get back into your bed and allow the girl to lay beside you. You will only know what happens on the 10th night if you have faithfully followed all of the rules and instructions from the previous 9 nights. If you break any of the rules or don't follow instructions, you'll be transported back to the first night and kept on a loop until you complete the ritual. I was looking everywhere and nobody's posted any stories about what happens on the 10th night, so I guess it really is a secret unless you've done the ritual. The 10th night's rule, while you are awake, not in the dream, you must share this story with someone else. Now that you've listened to the story, you are cursed to experience the dreams yourself. But if you want to avoid it, share the story with someone else. Sweet dreams!